Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Dunn. Welcome you to a PC replay baseball thing. The reason why you're not seeing the all franchise stuff, like I thought I'd be prepared, I simulated up to that week, and then of course the week kind of had an all-star break, and then I thought, okay, well I'll sim the Monday, then sim Tuesday, and then once I get to the 15th, I will hit that. But for some effed up reason, as I look up at the all franchise stuff, yeah, I have all the stuff. I should really cut that down so that I can get to things faster. But as you can see, somehow in some effing way, you see the 12th, 13th, 14th, no games, and then it simulated the game for the 15th, which I was supposed to do Boston Yankees and have a battle royal. But obviously, I didn't do the game coverage, which pisses me off. So yeah, Boston scored their 3 runs in the fifth, the Yankees in the seventh. Cy Young beat Whitey Ford, beat Whitey Whackers. Jeter, A-Rod, Mantle, Roof, Garrick, King Kong Cowler, might have taken him out. Robbie Cano, Yogi Berra from Munson as the guys. Boston with Harry Hooper from the 1910s, Jimmy Collins, Tris Speaker, to Splendour, Ted Williams, Jimmy Fox, Big Pappy, Garcia Dorr, and Fisk. There are a lot of games tomorrow. I have the 2 games I will be doing, and that will be, well, actually, I only have one, Minnesota Detroit. For some screwed up reason, I don't have a second team, but that's okay. I have till tomorrow to figure that out. So Minnesota Detroit for sure. I'll have to figure out what the National League matchup will be and all that. Actually, I can do that now. Cubs have played twice on PC replay on the game of the day, so can't do that. Dodgers have not played Colorado. LA Colorado looks like a pretty good matchup. Yeah, why not? I shall do LA Colorado. Why not? This would be Colorado's second time. LA has yet to have one. Yeah, LA has yet to have an appearance on TV. So yeah, we'll do LA Colorado and Minnesota Detroit tomorrow. So that's polls out. All right. Uh, so give you kind of a glimpse of stuff of the seasons and everything else. So 1908, I did this last October, November, December, basically, filling the time after OTP's playoffs ended. And OTP will be back on the network on Thursday when when their season goes back to normal. Anyway, 1908, and then you got the 20s, 30s, the best teams from the 20s and 30s. The 1930, the season 1908, I had a fascination because of how it ended. Like the Cubs Giants, the bug of Merkel's border. If the Cubs won by a game before the tiebreak game, or the Giants won without the tiebreak, then Merkel's boner. Well, if the Giants had won the NL despite Merkel's boner, it would actually be an afterthought. But the Cubs and Giants ended up tied because of that 1 game tie. That tie actually screwed up because the Cubs and Giants both had the same amount of wins, so they had to do the 1 game playoff. If the Giants were up by one or the Cubs up by one, then that wouldn't make sense. But Merkel's boner would still be huge if the Cubs won the division by one before the before the 1 game tiebreak. Best teams from the 20s and 30s. 1930 I picked because of the offensive explosion and all that. 1940s and 50s, the best team from those 2 decades. 1941, Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio, their great season. 1947 I picked up because, Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier. 1955 I put in because, the Dodgers finally winning the World Series and all that, and giving Brooklyn some credibility for a few years. The best of the 1960s, the 1961 season, when practically, Mantle and Maris were chasing the home run race. Mantle had to pull out because of injury, and Maris did it. And people actually were not happy that Maris broke Roof's record. For years, Maris's record had an asterisk because Maris did hit number 61 in game 162, even though that Roof did it in 154 games with 60 home runs. I can understand that. And then 3 decades later, they said, screw it, no asterisks. 1969, I picked up because of the great Mets and Cubs rivalry. And also, this was the inaugural season for one team from Canada. Les Expos de Montréal. The 1970s decade team, 1977, I picked up because, great for the Yankees and also for the debut of the second team from Canada, the Blue Jays of Toronto. I'm in Toronto. The best of the 80s. Now you'll see nothing. You see some of the seasons, with postseason, and all that. That's what I did last year. 1981 is the first of the seasons I picked up. The new seasons I picked up. So I picked up the 1981 season. Hopefully everything works because I picked it up. See that? Oh, they're doing it like the first half and all that. But we'll have also if I do it. Shoot. I guess you can't do it like a full season, right? Like the Blue Jays, just to show you. Yep, Bobby Maddock, Jim Clancy on that roster. R.I.P. Jim Clancy, who died yesterday. The schedule and all that. Yep, see, it's like that. I don't know if you could play the actual season, like the 1981 actual season, or how you do it. Does it give you an option for this, or like season option? I don't know that. Actual standings. Reset start date. Cause it. You can add. You can add games like June 10th and all that. I forget how you do that. Refresh season and re-import the box scores. I forget how you do that because I know that you can actually display win-loss records, show drop-down season selection, open season on team screen, like background. Oh, admin, that's it. Or no, that's not it. Shit. I was gonna say admin. Team edit? No, you can't really edit that. All that. Control all teams and all that. Replay options. Is that? Oh, I'm pretty sure there was something that says you can change the season in a sense. I guess you can't like do the actual stuff and all that. Reports, trade, highlight teams, schedule. Yeah, you can't really do that. Can't really do that. So yeah, so it'll be like everything for like 1981 and all that. So yeah, so I bought the 81 season because I was always intrigued by the split season shit and all that. Do something to do that. 1985 I have because well the I-90 series Danger, but more importantly, it was the greatest season in Toronto Blue Jays history that didn't result in a World Series. Was 1985. And guess who else? And guess what else happened in 1985? That's right. Somebody by the name of Jeff William Henry Diamond was born. So, well, we're gonna do the first season of 1981. We're just gonna simulate the first month. How to play the month, just for kicks and all that. So yeah, the split season. I don't know how you do it for 2020 and all that, but yeah, like the first half, and then you'll stop in June and all that. So I don't know how I'm gonna do the playoffs and all that because our first half, like you don't do the playoffs afterwards. It doesn't automatically give you playoff stuff after you finish the regular seasons. If you watched my stuff from the last off season, you know that once it stops the regular season, then it doesn't go to a playoffs. You have to manually do the playoffs. So the 81 Blue Jays are 3 games below 500. I know for a fact the Blue Jays sucked in the first half of the season. And weirdly enough, the strike actually helped. The Blue Jays were only 6 games below 500 in the second half, but they started to improve. The Expos are at 500 in a sense. Yeah, so the White Sox looking pretty good. So White Sox, Milwaukee, St. Louis, and Houston. Well, that for right now. But of course, we're just playing. We're just playing for fun right now. The best in the 90s. Yeah, the best of 85. 93 I picked because Toronto Blue Jays. winning the World Series, 93, the last season before the wild card. People forget that the wild card system was supposed to start in 94, but of course we had that damn strike. So anyway, yeah, the 93 thingamabobby. Yeah, with the Blue Jays and all that. And that was when the NL expanded with Colorado and Florida. The Expos actually were close in 93 in real life. They actually were fighting the Phillies, but they ran out of time, just like 92. Yeah, in the 93 Blue Jays winning the World Series, Touchable Joe. 94 I picked up because I was intrigued by the 94 season and all that. Yeah, these are the 9 teams involved. Yeah, who would have made the playoffs? I don't know why they picked Kansas City. I don't know why they put Kansas City in this set. I know for oh they dispelled Texas. Ah, they dispelled Texas. Ah, because I know for a fact that Texas did was winning the AL West at the time of the '94 strike, but that was when the Rangers were 10 games below 500, and every team in the AL East and Central, including the Blue Jays who were struggling, would have won the division. And actually, those 4 teams that won would have been in the playoffs: Atlanta, Cincy, Houston, Montreal. So they're just playing each other, all that. Hmm. Interesting format. Yeah, it's an interesting format and all that. Yeah, like I know Cleveland or the White Sox were fighting tooth and nail in the AL Central, and the Yankees were looking good in the AL East with Baltimore and I don't know why Kansas City got involved, but yeah, I guess Baltimore was second in the AL East. They could have put Texas in. They should have just put Texas in. Montreal, the tops in the NL. The Yankees looking good in the AL. So why not? So yeah, I know it's like a 19 thingy. 98, I bought because the great home run chase. The Rays, and the Diamondbacks, the last 2 teams to expand. Baseball is the longest of the big 4 sports leagues to like expansion because hockey I know expanded plenty of times since '98. The last time was Seattle coming like 3 years ago. Basketball expanded with the Charlotte Bobcats. Well, New Orleans or Charlotte. One of them's an expansion team by proxy by new rules. It was the 2000s. And football expanded. The last time they expanded was the Houston Texans in 2002 to make it 32. But yeah, so 2001, same thing. I kind of had intrigued with the 2001 teams and all that. Every team: Arizona, Atlanta, Houston, San Fran, St. Louis. Yeah, Houston was fighting tooth and nail in 2001 for everything. Cleveland, Yankees, Oakland, Seattle, all those teams made the playoffs. Of course, Seattle, that was the year their 116 win season. And, Yankees, Diamondbacks, in the shadow of the September 11th crapola that happened. Not saying it was crappy, but I'm just saying that, all this crap. Just to let you know that, yeah, 94 I bought because of the strike shortened season and all that good stuff. Yankees and San Francisco looking pretty good. Yep. Yeah, San Fran, Arizona, St. Louis, and Houston and Atlanta all made the playoffs. Houston, I think, was close. So yeah, we have that figuring out and all that. So yeah, kind of did that to make things happen. Yankees. Yeah, that was Yankees Diamondbacks, one of the best World Series of all time. 2004, same thing with the playoff teams because I was intrigued by the 2004 Red Sox and the 2014. Yeah, they have Anaheim, Boston, Yankees, Oakland. Was it Anaheim? Who? Yeah, Oakland lost out to the Angels because I know Boston played the Angels and the Twins and Yankees in the 2004 playoffs. And then, of course, the 4 playoff teams in the National League. So we'll all play the month there. Yeah, Red Sox getting the World Series and finally winning the World Series first time since Babe Ruth was traded away from the Red Sox to the Yankees. It was his own damn fault. I mean, Babe Ruth was kind of a diva. Boston looking good in this grand scheme of things to start, and Atlanta looking pretty good in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, Boston winning the World Series 2004. 2005 I bought because I was intrigued with the White Sox, and this was the year of MVP baseball. 2005, one of the greatest baseball games of all time, bar none, for the PlayStation 2. I mean, there was MVP 04 for the PS2, but '05 was better. Pujols on the cover, great teams, great ways of doing it. They had classic parks like Shy Park, Veterans, and Cleveland Municipal. I played the crap out of MVP Baseball 2005 doing uh, video game team competitions and all that. Always, always a great honor to do that shit. And, the White Sox winning the World Series for the first time in 88 years. You know, it's like to see what MVP Baseball 2005 has. And they actually had retro. You could unlock players like Willie Mays or um, Orlando Cepeda, Stretch McCovey, Jimmy Fox, Ty Cobb. What's more like 2016? You know, got to be with the Cubs and Indians, one of the best World Series of all time. The Blue Jays actually got to the playoffs in 2016. And then I just got 2020 and 2023 because, I'm intrigued with the 2020s and all that. I think you have to select or something. Um, yeah, I think you have to select or something because yeah, this is just like the COVID shortened season and all that. Because you see the 2020 Blue Jays, Johnny Martello, Ryukin. So yeah, we're gonna autoplay the month just for the heck of it. I think you have to right click and say what type of season or something. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, so we're just gonna go through July. I don't know if the Blue Jays have home games at their ballpark or is it in Dundee? Well, anyway, the Blue Jays are 3-4 right now. Profile. Yeah, you got all these guys. Yeah, but profile like park. Where's the park thing? Isn't there like a park? I thought there was like a park. I thought there was like a park thing. Lineups. Silent Field. Oh, so they've put the 2020 Jays in the Dean. Okay. Yeah, I think you have to right click, right? Backup, copy, rename, player pool, roll season. What is roll season? I forget what roll season means. What type of season? I don't know. And 2023 I picked up because of the 2023 Texas Rangers doing some kind of stuff with it. But yeah, the 2023 teams. All that you see John Schneider, Alec Manoa. We're gonna just I'll play them on. Like it'll just be all March games. All that stuff too. Houston 2-0, Dodgers 2-0, but what can you do? So yeah, Verlander removed, McGill. And then all these second chance tournaments and all that, the dead ball decades guys and the all franchise guys. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys a update. The reason why I'm doing it, why I bought certain seasons, is because one of my main ideas for the off season afterwards was to have a team from each one of the 30 um, franchises, like their best teams of what I got from either a season thing, or even a best of thing. So I did all that and took a look at it. There were ones, some things I had to change, but yeah, like every franchise got at least one. Well, the Rockies didn't. Every good Rockies team, 95, 07, 01. I could have went 2007 and got the Rockies, but I already had the 2005 season. So the rule is I try to do like 5 years or at least 3 years between. So the Rockies didn't get a team. The Philly A's will get a team. The New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodgers will get a team as long as they're spiritual rivals Oakland, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. And then also with me doing 21 seasons of like things for some type of tournament, the top three teams and then the fourth place teams would be in 317 brackets. I got my seasons up to 25. All Let's see. Well, the 81, 2020, and 2023 are going to be separate. I'm going to combine all the teams from 2001, 2004, and 94 because they're not full seasons. They're like the best of, and then just do that as a season two, and then have the top four make 100 teams, and then we'll. Or no, wait, yeah, 24. No, sorry, the teams from 94, 06. No, no, the teams from 94, 04, and 01 are ineligible. Yeah, the three full seasons, 81, 20, and 23, their top four will move on, and then we'll have a 96 team tournament and all that. 24 times four. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. And then the other stuff was just to do the one team per tournament. Yeah, I'm complicating things, aren't I? So, anyway, thanks for watching my convoluted stuff. I'm Jeff Diamond. And don't worry, PC Replay Baseball tomorrow for sure. I do.